There is a movement right now to desensitize the world to the sexualization of children. This was my moment, really, of epiphany, where I never saw those two worlds so closely connected. This criminal network, because the culture has their back, they're bolstered now in ways I've never seen. I never dreamed there'd be a day that that ideology would be seeped into the mainstream of our American culture. These things are being taught in mainstream therapy conferences. Kids who are sexually active, kids meaning 5-year-olds. These legitimate mainstream conferences, they're coming out, they're teaching the exact opposite of, they're the enemy. They've declared war, and you know what we said back? Declaration accepted. We'll leave the porch light on. Come on over.
Global profit from human trafficking is around $32 billion.
Luring women into slavery and prostitution and taking children to sell on.
A Dutch pedophile who has been charged and is about to stand trial for raping little boys, he took off and he fugitated to Mexico. And he's looking to traffic Ukrainian war victims in through Mexico into his pedophile market. He's famous because he's a political activist trying to make legal sex with children as young as 2 or 3 years old.
Even if you somehow lured a kid in such a thing, a child can't understand what's happening. A child can't say yes to such a thing.
OUR was able to make contact with this suspected child predator.
My undercover persona is introduced to him as a guy who traffics kids out of Ukraine. We have Ukrainian undercover operators for the first time.
And I was supposed to be believable that I'm young, naive.
With makeup, I can make her look like she's 12, and she'll be the bait. We now have a list of his lieutenants, and we don't know where they are, but we think he certainly knows where they are.
And we're focusing in on that location where this group has created a sex hotel.
They produce child rape videos of little boys.
The next 6 hours are critical because this is when all the pieces need to come into play.
This is trafficking, not prostitution. That these are victims, not volunteers. This is not something out of a Hollywood movie.
There is a movement right now to desensitize the world to the sexualization of children.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
How many kids you found?
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's gonna pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
How long have you been doing this?
12 years now.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
How many kids you found?
Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? puedes ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana.
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into a room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job, and you go and rescue those kids.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be at Moscow, Bangkok, LA. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police, not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do,